This is a Headgum podcast.
Hey bitch, what is your whole deal? Hey bitch, just tell us how you feel. You wished for a sign from above. Well, here's a podcast about boy sex, fucking, dating, and love. Seek treatment if you're boring as fuck. Seek treatment if you're unlucky in love. Seek treatment if you just can't take a hint. Well, seek treatment with Kat
and Pat.
Hey, it's Coochie Cathy.
It's Patrick, and this is Seek Treatment.
Seek Treatment, a podcast about
boys, SFD and L.
And we're you guys.
It's a total alphabet. It's a total alphabet soup.
It's alphabet soup. Yum yum yum. Drink it up. And I have 2 orders of business before we drop in with our guest. I want everyone to know I'm wearing a nightgown under a sweater. Stop freaking out if you're watching this and you don't like it. You hate women and you need help. Secondly, I want everyone to guess this, and we can guess this with us. Guess how many beverages are on my desk right now?
Ooh, 4.
5. That's sick. We'll get into it. I'm so excited for our guest today. Put your ears open for the Alexi Wasser.
Oh my goodness. This is crazy. This is crazy that I'm even here. I feel like an interloper. I don't belong. I'm such a super fan. It's crazy that I made my way onto the podcast. You don't understand. Can I just tell you about how I feel about both of you for 2 seconds?
How did we come into your life? Because I have to tell you how you came into my life as well a bit.
Ooh. I want to hear about that. But first, I just have a lot to say. Really quick, just quick, because I have all these intense feelings for both of you.
Oh my God.
We don't, none of us really know each other, really.
Are you B&L?
B&L?
Based in LA?
No, she's B&L.
I should have known if I was a super fan. I can't believe it. I must be lying already. No, I live in New York. I was born and raised in Los Angeles. Alexi, if it's more comfortable to not hold the... No, I'm... Okay, I just got your producer.
We're keeping it. Yeah. That was so real. That was showbiz.
I'm holding the mic just because it makes me feel good. Is this okay? Can I just be myself on this podcast?
Yeah, it looks adorable.
I want listeners to know that I have the same mic as Kat. I always get the mic that I'm being told to get. It never, for some reason, for me, it doesn't work, and that's okay. It's just part of my human experience. And
you know what it is, though, Pat? I hate to tell you this. I think I might know. I think I have a little suggestion.
I feel like you're going to victim blame in this moment, but I welcome you to.
Oh my God. No, I'm just saying you're holding your mic. Mine is on the desk on a stand with a pop filter.
Girl, I tried that for years.
Girl, so confusing.
Girl, so confusing the way that I tried that for years.
Girl, so confusing sometimes to be a girl who podcasts. I look like shit and I don't care.
Great.
No, Alexi, don't ever lie to me again. It's so confusing.
Wait, okay, so Alexi, so you're based in New York.
I'm based in New York. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, but I moved to New York about a one-way ticket like 4 years ago. 3.5 years ago.
What do you think?
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
You're such a New York girl.
Well, that's nice. It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me in your entire life. But
not that we're getting into the main question yet, but where in LA did you grow up?
West Hollywood. Well, Fountain and Kings Road. I was a latchkey kid because I'm an elder millennial. I don't even know. You two are younger than me. I don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I'm 35 plus. Okay.
Oh, you're 35
I'm going to be
plus.
36. I'm going to be 36 in coming days.
Oh, you're saying your age now? I felt like...
No, I've always said my age.
We're open.
I've always been so open.
We're open sexually and we're open with our age.
Basically, all these girls that you see on Instagram, I'm 2 years older than them. That's how you can always remember my name. Is that the main? I'm 2 years. I'm 2 years older than than everyone else.
I'm still older. I'm older.
No,
I'm a lot. Yes, but I'm
how do you look so young? No offense.
Oh, yeah. I put my face on. I'm so excited about this podcast. I put my whole face on.
It looks but you always look so gorgeous, stunning.
Oh my
online.
God! I can't believe. Stop flirting with me. You two are cheap.
Stop! I can't stop. But let me tell you really quick before you dive in, Alexi. I don't know how I found it, but years ago I used to read your Blind Leading the Blind.
Oh,
and I loved it.
Oh, thank you.
It's so good.
When I had a blog, I used to have a blog.
You kind of invented that. You were kind of like ahead of the curve. Don't you think you were Don't you think you were early to the internet?
I think I was because of my elder millennial 43-year-old status. I was early to the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a podcast. I've taken everything down though. I took the blog down. I deleted the blog.
Why is it all down? Why you're moving on?
Because I just feel like, oh my God, I don't want to be coming of age on I got rid of my Facebook. I had a Twitter, just because I don't want to be coming of age and have all this, who knows what I said or look like or whatever. I don't know.
I know what you mean. I'm humiliated of everything I've said in the past.
Are you?
Yes, please.
Wait. Is that your boyfriend?
My brother. Come in. See you later tonight. Did you get my text?
Catherine, you cannot do this.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Unbelievable. This is
amazing. I'll talk to you later. Text
Did you do this with Jordan Firstman? Because I haven't gotten to listen to that one.
Look at this. Hi. Where'd you go? Lunchbox is here.
I'm
Lunch.
the least famous guest you've ever that you've had on the podcast that you can talk to your brother like that. It's just so casually. Unbelievable.
The fact that you guys are offended is sick. I'm inviting you into my family.
No,
space I feel so safe with you both.
But do you know the moment it was like the bridge too far?
Dinner?
Did you get my text?
Yeah.
That's when we have to take pause. That's when we have to take pause.
Can I explain? I'm so sorry. Can I explain something to you? This is what you need to know. For the past 2 years, my brother has lived in my building. I leave town tomorrow, and when I get back, he will have moved to San Francisco. And so I said, I have to see you tonight before I go because I'm not going to see him.
Yeah,
he's moving.
It's cozy. You got to keep it cozy.
That must mean something to y'all.
It does.
It does, of course. Is it embarrassing that I'm wearing a tank top? It's just that my mornings are so hectic when we record in the mornings.
Oh my God, no, you look unbelievable.
You are so hot and buff. You're just like, if you're a cartoon, it's like, you've got those wavy. If you're a cartoon, I'm looking at you like you're a cartoon pork chop. Like when somebody becomes like sexy and enticing in a cartoon and all of a sudden they turn into like a pork chop with wavy lines.
Well, do you know my stress, not my stress, but it's like, this is just one of those weeks where every hour is accounted for. And then I did find I am going to the Emmys, which is of course so exciting, but I now have 5 days to get it. It's Sunday. So I have 5 days.
Did you know you were going?
I did not know I was going until yesterday. And so I have 5 days to get a text together, which is stressful.
Totally. But how was your flight back from New York?
It was good. Full screen.
I watched, maybe I'll take I wish I could make me not see myself. You
look great.
I watched the first bit of The Talented Mr. Ripley movie, which I've never seen.
Oh, it's so good. Did you like it?
Well, it's so funny. I identify as someone who saw a lot of movies because I had a queer childhood of growing up watching movies at sleepovers. And, I have been spending time with someone who keeps saying like, did you see this movie? And I'm realizing I've quite never seen any movie.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Many ways. I just can't watch a movie on a plane because it's just not the right energy.
It's really not the right energy, is it? She's sitting up for one.
Alexi, what's your week? New segment. What's your week?
New segment. What's your week?
Don't look. My nose is running.
Her nose is running, and that's
my nose is running.
We celebrate that.
God, we're already all over the place. I don't know. I feel like I haven't celebrated you two enough. What's my week? I'm finishing up my movie. I made a movie. I wrote a movie. I directed a movie. I
can't wait to hear about it.
And it's going to be premiering on October 5th having a New York City premiere at the Roxy on October 5th. And Chloe Sevigny is moderating the Q&A, which I'm excited about.
This is very major.
It's called Messy. And that's
Wait, how did you find our podcast?
Yeah, how did you find us, girl?
How did I find you?
Well, girl, so confusing to find our podcast.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I shouldn't even be here. Okay, how did I find your podcast? Well, I feel like, Kat, I've been following you for so long, and I feel like I was following you on Instagram because we have a lot of mutual friends.
Lots of mutual.
And then I feel like I would see you posting videos on Instagram. I don't know when, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and you're singing and you're so free. And I thought, and your boyfriend was in the video. I don't know if it's your current boyfriend, but it was like you had your boyfriend in the room and you were just singing your songs.
Free.
And being so free. And I thought, oh my God, since this is about love, sex, dating, relationships, what have you, this podcast, we should dive into this. I thought, wow, that's what I want. Like, that's the kind of relationship I want. She feels so free and comfortable to be herself. She's accepted by whoever this guy is in her life. I don't know if you live together.
I am still with him, and he does live here.
Yeah. So, you just moved in, right?
He just moved in, and now it's funny because like now he's here all the time.
Oh my God, is that great? Is he there? Can he hear us?
He just went to the gym.
All right. Well, that's nice.
Wait, Alexi, are you partnered?
I'm not. I'm totally single. That's what the entire movie is about. And that's why I feel like when I listen to the podcast, Pat, I feel like I identify with you so much. And whenever you talk about relationships, maybe I shouldn't identify with you. Maybe I don't know you at all, but I feel like, first of all, I love what you two have. You have this cozy, wonderful relationship that makes me feel, I'm an only child. I'm single. I live alone. And then I listen to the podcast on every Tuesday. And I think my friends, I'm going to be with my friends.
Nice.
I'm so excited. I don't know if that's sad or if that's great, but
that's great.
Oh, it makes us feel amazing.
But
are you offended by
what?
Are you offended by my audio?
No, I love your muscles and your audio and your couch and the rug. I love it all. Here's what I'm offended by. I'm offended by the fact that I don't love that you two. Are you ever going to be in the same room together?
We just
actually just this weekend did a bunch of episodes in person again.
Oh, thank God. Oh, and you went to a wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, it is hard.
Super fan.
My door's buzzing. I'm being ridiculous. Don't be mad. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. Just because I don't have as many Instagram followers and a partner doesn't mean I'm not important enough to focus on during this podcast episode. Unbelievable.
Ask me what I'm wearing right now. Tell me what I'm wearing.
What are you wearing?
What does this look like?
A sweater.
Sweater weather. It's sweater weather. Look into my eyes and tell me this. Tell me what sweater weather pairs perfectly with.
I would have to say savory fall foods, warmth.
But with your busy schedule, sometimes it's hard to eat the way you'd like to. And that, my friend.
Damn near impossible. It's damn near impossible.
I'm starving right now. I haven't figured it out. I haven't figured out how to eat yet today. That's where Factor comes in. That's where they come in. Their chefs do the shopping and the
That's where someone adds them. That's where someone adds them to the chat.
Yeah. Factor is added to the chat when you can't get your shit together and figure out how to make savory fall foods.
When you can't figure out to eat how you want to, someone says CCing Factor. Looping in Factor.
And you know why they have to loop in Factor? Because the chefs do the shopping and the chopping. They bring you fresh, never frozen, fully cooked meals right to your doorstep. Ding dong. All you got to do is heat and eat. I know you love Factor. I know you love
I love Factor. I'm having that chimichurri chicken breast for lunch today. And I've already decided I am. I know it is.
Well, I love that all their meals are dietitian approved. So you're getting the nutrition with the fall flavors you crave.
This fall I'm finally getting serious about fiber.
Interesting. I feel like you've been serious about it for a few years.
I know. I've been serious about it from that standpoint, but now I'm serious about it from like a gut health standpoint.
Oh, cool. Well, gut health affects brain health.
How about this? I'm serious about fiber for myself and not for men. So when it comes to meals, everyone wants the same thing. Okay, by the way, options. And that's why Factor offers 35 wholesome meals every single week, including Gourmet Plus, which is when it's like surf and turf usually.
Oh, yum.
Keto, Calorie Smart, Vegan Plus, Veggie. So you'll always find something that you love that suits your lifestyle. Because everyone loves to.
Hold up. They don't love you like I love you. Hold up. Hold up. There's more to Factor. Like I love you. There's more to Factor. There's more. Hold up, because there's more to Factor than just lunch and dinners. From easy breakfast and smoothies to delectable midnight snacks, Factor has over 60 plus add-ons to keep you fueled 24/7.
And with a plethora of flavors, you're not going to get bored. It's not going to be like watching a sports game because you won't get bored. And this fall, you've got a lot going on outside the kitchen. Face it, it's fall. We're all chasing our dreams and our careers and our aspirations. And so keep your plans and turn to Factor. They deliver fresh, nutritious, chef-prepared meals ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Whether you're managing calories, maximizing your protein intake, or simply trying to eat more balanced, Factor has dietitian-approved meals that will help you meet your wellness goals.
My boyfriend's here during the Factor ad.
Oh my God.
Do you like Factor?
I do like Factor.
My boyfriend really likes Factor. And you know why he likes it?
He's holding a basketball like in a movie.
He's holding a basketball because when he works hard, he treats his body right with Factor. Their fresh, never frozen, chef-crafted meals make it easy to get the nutrition you need with a restaurant-like experience you deserve. Treat yourself. Remember that? It's ready in 2 minutes. So here's what I'll say. Head to factormeals.com/seektreatment50 and use code seektreatment50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month. That's code seektreatment50 at factormeals.com/seektreatment50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Thank you. Even though I'm not in school anymore, and I really feel this fall still feels like the beginning of a new year.
Of course. How could it not? How could it not? It's what fall was invented for, was for going to Staples with your mom and picking out mechanical pencils, pleading with her to get you the mechanical ones, and her saying no for no. reason.
How amazing were those, like, the simplest Bic ones, like, the simplest, the thinnest, like
Why wouldn't my mom get me them? They were like 1 cent more, and she was like, "Never. Can you have that?"
Wow. But then didn't you
Yeah.
trade? Did you trade me at school?
No one's gonna trade an old-fashioned pencil for a mechanical, and I can't blame them for that. They're not the villain. They're just smart. But it's like with so much happening in the culture, brought summer coming to an end, whatever, moodang happening all over, you just definitely don't want to be left out of the loop, or else you won't get what everyone's talking about when they say things like moodang. And that applies to theater too, by the way, not just online trends. So catch up on the latest shows on Broadway and on stages around the world. You've got to check out Today Tix. Today Tix offers the best prices on tickets to shows both on and off Broadway, and they know exactly what titles you want to see.
Well, I was going to suggest that everyone download the Today Tix app and scroll on to check out star-studded cast, Tony Award winners. I really want to see Sunset Boulevard. I'm very excited for that. I really want to see the new Gypsy revival. That's going to be major.
I wanted to see Stranger Things, the first shadow, because I'm extremely public about Stranger Things being my favorite show.
Public facing. The app is super easy to use. Whatever. Find your show, pick your seats, and check out in just a few taps. Plus, your phone is basically your ticket. So no more carrying that heavy paper of a ticket. Oh, so heavy, annoying. You can book a show in advance or be spontaneous and check out what's happening tonight and get rush tickets in the app. Today Tix is the best. I mean, I truly use it all the time. You get access to exclusive pre-sales, ticket lotteries, savings, and recommendations for shows you love. Plus, they have an exciting rewards system program where you can unlock perks like exclusive prices, early access to pre-sales, free seat upgrades, and more just by joining for free and becoming a member. I use Today Tix all the time. It really is the best. You can get good deals. And I got tickets. I got the Merrily lottery somehow and ended up getting like $90 front row tickets or something.
Anyways, go to todaytix.com/seektreatment and use promo code SeekTreatment to get $20 off your first Today Tix purchase. That's promo code SeekTreatment at todaytix.com/seektreatment. todaytix.com/seektreatment.
Let me tell you this. I am obsessed with Moon Juice electrolytes. You heard it here first. I love my Moon Juice electrolytes. And you know something about me, I'm not afraid to go there, and neither is Moon Juice. It's one of my favorite products in their universe. Oh, and one of my favorite products in their universe of clean, active, and potent supplements is Magnesium.
Yes, I'm on a constant quest to feel more awake, which is closely linked to my constant quest to get decent sleep. And I've been using Magnesium, and I have literally been that classic feeling of waking up and being like, okay, is it 4:30 a.m.? Is it 3:30 a.m.? How much more time do I get? And you realize it's actually, not to brag, 6:30 a.m. when I wake up, and I come to the startling but refreshing realization that I have slept through the night. And that you cannot put a price on in this world.
It is impossible to wake up in the morning.
And so Magnesium has been helping me get much better sleep, which helps me chase both my creative and my physical goals, which of course is so important.
It's a best-selling formula of 3 easily absorbed magnesiums and L-theanine for rest, relaxation, and regular poops.
And we don't want to talk about that. I'm not on the record as having talked about that.
Same.
And so on nights when I want to wind down with no next day hangover and have a great BM in the AM, and again, I never wanted to tell you that, I love to make Magnesium with ice and sparkling water and experience real rest and relaxation.
Magnesium, the mineral, is essential for 300 plus processes in the body, and half of the country is deficient. We'll call that half and get them on magnesium. And also,
turn to your right, turn to your left. Turn to your right, turn to your left. One of them is doing bad BMs in the morning.
Magnesium supports headaches, migraines, and you know that affects me deeply. So I love taking Magnesium as my nightly ritual. Also, I like that it's 0 sugar, so it doesn't disturb your sleep, and it's 100% traceable ingredients, responsibly sourced, third-party tested, and more.
So Magnesium supplements only have one form that isn't easily absorbed in the gut, but Magnesium has 3 bioavailable forms plus L-theanine, an amino acid that helps turn on alpha wave brain activity, the same brain waves for meditation, daydreaming, and REM sleep, just so you know.
Yeah. So Moon Juice is offering 20% off site-wide to make Magnesium part of your nighttime routine and explore supplements and skincare that target stress, energy, mood, and focus. Use code Seek Treatment for 20% off at checkout. That's 20% off at moonjuice.com when you use code Seek Treatment, or go to moonjuice.com/discount/Seek Treatment to receive 20% off Moon Juice products.
For 5 more weeks, I don't have any time. And I'm so looking forward to the horizon of having time to luxuriate in October.
What are you
Do you
in?
know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you in the
I'm
writer's
in the
room
Headgum,
right
but
now?
I'm also working on my own stuff, and like I'm generally trying to I'm doing a readings show soon, and so I need to prepare for that. And I'm doing someone else's show this week, and
Stop bragging, Pat. We get it. You're sexy.
no, I just mean like I'm not in.
Unbelievable.
Well, you know what I'm not doing is dating. Except that, as I told you off pod, I'm going on a date a week from Saturday.
A week from Saturday.
Who's this person?
How'd you find him?
Or talk around it.
It's Raya, which I've stayed off the dates, and I've stayed off the app since the pilot, the American Airlines pilot.
What?
But
Oh, right.
who
Oh, the
loved
pilot.
Frozen.
I thought you meant some
pilot
TV
who
show
loved-
that you worked on. I was like,
Yeah, I was
No.
like, oh my God, what happened with the pilot?
I know. How
No.
exciting. Showbiz.
What happened? Yeah, no. When I say pilot, I mean man who loves Frozen. I don't mean television episode.
You mean guys who happens to fly planes?
So I went back on the apps, and like I just was like, I'm gonna just go on, but it's like I hate the time commitment of dating. I hate spending time with someone that I might not even care about. But I'm like, perhaps I do want to find something more real than. Perhaps I would like to find something real. So I'm like, I'll just go on some dates. But so I'm going on one a week from Saturday. I think it'll be a day thing.
That's nice.
That could be good.
Older PR, low 50s. Yeah.
I went on a date with a 73-year-old by accident.
Oh my
Stop.
God.
I thought
How did that happen? How did that happen?
Because I thought, because he's interesting and smart, and we had gone to a few dinners, and I thought, oh, nothing's happening. We're just having these lovely dinners, and nothing's happening at the end of them. So he doesn't want to fuck me. He's not trying to make out with me, until he did try to make out with me. And I was like, even though I'm 43 and he's 73. And if he's listening, I think you're wonderful. I think you're a genius. You're an icon,
as they say.
73-year-olds. I'll fuck ya. Hey, honey, I'll fuck ya.
We have a lot of 73-year-old straight men that listen.
I'm just saying, if I post about it and then he's like, "Oh, I'm going to have a listen," but he won't be able to find the podcast. But maybe he will. He loves Instagram. But
well, if he dives in, I'll fucking suck you.
Oh,
can I just? I just want to
embarrassing me.
The police start taking me away. Let me ask you this: so you thought you were like, we're friends, we're just hanging out, and then all of a sudden it was sexual for him.
Yeah. Well, he kissed me. I'm just saying that I went on a date with somebody who was a lot older than me without realizing it. I mean, I whatever. And so that's all. So your age difference is nothing.
Child's play.
Child's play.
Lexi, what's your dating journey been, if you feel safe sharing with us?
I don't mean to try to weave it back into talking about the movie that I'm desperately trying to promote so people see it, because it's exactly
about the movie.
It's completely heightened, autobiographical, heightened. It's called Messy, and it's based on my life. And my God, that's my dating history. I just put it in the movie, and it's what has it been? It's been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare, and the whole.
Why? You're so lovable.
I don't think I'm not. I probably don't think I am lovable, but anyway.
I'm certain you're lovable.
I think I'm lovable too, but the way
men are really tricky and bad.
But also, I make horrible decisions.
Why?
And I do think I'm lovable, but then my behavior and the choices I make would say otherwise. But
you push away people when they're nice to you?
Well, I don't know if it's that. I think
me taking notes.
You're all coupled up. You're living with somebody. I'm fine that I don't have a boyfriend at this moment. If something finds me, fantastic. But
there's pros and cons. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I'm just exhausted.
Are pros and cons.
Wait, Pat, when was the last time you had a relationship?
Well, I had like a fling for a few months, like a year and change ago, and then I had like a more substantial relationship like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. So my last boyfriend
ended 2 years ago. That was like a longer thing.
It ended 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, my last thing ended was a fucking nightmare. We broke up like a few days before lockdown. So it was like 2020, like days before the lockdown. It was so toxic. He was so handsome, and on paper I was like, this is great, and he put his attention on me, and he loves me, and like this should work. But it was like, I was so miserable, but I was like, anyway. And I think I also don't drink, Pat. I don't know. I'm trying to like, I don't know. I'm really trying to bond with Pat here. I'm just
y'all do your thing. You're mad at me because I answered the door twice, and that's outrageous. No. But can I quickly say, when you've missed a package twice, and if you miss it one more time, you're going to the facility. Yeah. That's why I had to jolt out of my chair.
Did you get the package?
Yeah. I can only assume they left it by the stairs. I let them in.
If you want to check, I'll just sit here with Pat. No, I got a lot to say to Pat.
I would never. Yeah, you guys can act.
All right. I mean, by the way, I want a lot for all three of us, but it's fine. It's probably not going to happen. This friendship that I'm dreaming of, but
we have to hang out. We have to hang out in New York.
It'll probably never happen. It probably won't happen. And I can't.
Not with that attitude. Not with that attitude, girl. I'm taking it then.
I'm sorry if I'm shrieking. Yes, dude.
No. Do you know that I'm coming to New York?
I want to come to the premiere, bitch.
I would love that. October 5th at the Roxy in Tribeca.
And Alexi, put in your calendar October 17th. I'm throwing a big party in New York.
Oh, I wrote that save the date down when I saw it in your stories because I'm a super fan. Wait, you said October 17th?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I have to send out the invites.
Oh my God.
Where's that going to be, Catherine? Can you say on the pod?
I'm doing it at Jeans. Have you been there?
Oh, very chic. Yes.
Cute, right?
Very cute.
Wait. I'm sorry. Say that again. Where?
Jeans. It's right next to Joe's Pub.
Oh my God. Never forgot.
It's like a restaurant club vibe.
Never forgot in my 20s when I was regularly shopping at this space in New York called OMG Jeans. That was across from my office.
OMG Jeans.
Actually, I'm doing it there.
That would be so cool if you were.
Past apps.
I think that's
OMG Jeans.
I think that's where I got the pair that John Early famously said in 2018 he would never wear.
Is that place in Soho? I feel like I've walked by it.
There's a couple. There's one. My office was on 50th and Broadway, and it was across from that. But I remember walking to I was always walking to an improv show at Under St. Mark's. Remember that? Do you ever do shows there? It's not really your
I did.
culture.
I have done one or two things there. I remember once. I just have a dark memory of getting a migraine, but being too scared to cancel. So I did a 10-minute set with the migraine at Under St. Mark's for 10 people. And I was like, I go, girl, you need boundaries, girl. Bounce against those boundaries.
That was at Under St. Mark's. That was the improv. When you were doing an improv show there, it was this one's big. This is the big.
Oh,
leagues.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you have to pay to rent the space, if I remember correctly.
And then you have to try to make the money back with tickets.
So it's a mad dash. It's really a mad dash.
And I remember walking to Under St. Mark's and seeing OMG Jeans. So there definitely was a couple. Oh man, when I was living off of improv coaching, I'm just remembering that time. Now there's so many times I was living off of Two Bros dollar slices.
You were an improv coach?
Oh, 1000%. One time
Pat's one of the foremost improvising minds of our generation.
Wow.
Do you know that one time I coached improv on meth?
Did you? Did you really?
Well, yeah. I mean, meth wasn't.
Well, yes.
I never got so into meth, but but I would have. I know that if I relapsed, I would go to meth because it's this kind of thing I like. But
Did you smoke it?
Yeah, so basically anytime I did meth, which wasn't a lot, and it was always when I'd already been up on other stuff for days, so all my brain chemicals were dead, and that's why I'm like this today. But and I think I'll actually never be normal again. But
I think you're perfect.
But so if I ever did meth, it was I'd been up for days. I was meeting up with a guy from Grindr, and he was I'm doing meth, and so as not to be rude, I'd be okay, whatever, I'll do meth.
So as not to be rude.
But for one, I'm bad at smoking, so sometimes I'd be am I getting it? Because I never got that real meth moment that they talk about. Thank God, because I think I would have been obsessed with it. But when
you pass out and you're or what is the moment?
No, it's it's an intense euphoria. It's it's kind of cracky. It's
okay. And what is the connection? Can I ask? It sounds stupid, but what's the connection between meth and sex? I feel that's
it. Just makes sex
it makes you horny, or makes
you horny. And both.
Doesn't it make you have to go to the bathroom right before though? Right as you take it, you have to go to the bathroom.
That wasn't. I haven't heard that, but maybe
okay.
I can't claim meth as I can't claim. I'm not. I don't.
It wasn't your drug of choice.
But I think that if I relapse, it would be. And meth.
That's cool. It's cool to know that.
It's so.
I'll keep my meth away from you when you come over.
It's
just in case.
I know a lot of people that really went down the road with meth, and it is so dark. And it's it's so dark. It's the number one reason I don't relapse is because I know I would do meth, and I know it would make me a demon. But anyways, one time I went to a hookup with a guy. have been awake for days. Had an improv coaching for like 3 hours that I was like, whenever it would start, I wouldn't know it was going to be a 3-day long experience, just like a binge or whatever, a drug thing. And then like I end up being horny, so I go and hook up. He's doing meth, so I was like, okay, whatever, sure. I smoke meth with him, but but I don't really feel that much. But I've been awake for so long, it was like whatever. And then I was like, oh my God, like I gotta go straight to like Champion Studios to coach these 23-year-olds in improv. And I was just
oh my God,
like,
Champion Studios is so somehow the darkest part of your story.
Yes.
I know.
Is the entering
That
the
place,
studio.
I spent so much time in Champion with
I
Lee
know what you
Greer.
mean.
Where was that?
It was on like
Midtown.
38th and 8th or something.
38th and 8th.
It
Why
was
was
like
I there
that.
recently I had to rehearse.
No, Catherine, you cannot go to Champions recently.
No, I literally did because it wasn't Champions, but I had to rehearse with my band for the special, like in a big room. And I was in one of those places and I was all of a sudden like, like it's so
Yeah, I
time
don't know.
capsule.
One time I was coaching improv and I was like, had been up and then I was on Oxy and then I was like coaching and then like all of a sudden I was giving notes and all of a sudden the next thing I knew, like I was sitting on the floor in the corner of the room and the whole like all these 22-year-old improvisers were standing around me and I wasn't in my chair anymore. I was like in the corner away from the chair and they were like, you passed out. And I was like, oh, and then like this girl on my Lloyd team was coaching next door and they went and got her and she told them I had low blood sugar and walked me out.
Holy shit, you poor thing.
You're so brave.
I mean, it was all my own doing.
You're so brave that you both reveal these. I remember having a podcast thinking like, and I took it all off the internet because I thought, I don't want any stories about myself. No, I don't think it's bad at all. But I think like, I don't know what happened to me. I think it's amazing too that you're telling me all these, saying all these things out loud, but it makes me feel like just a cowardly little bitch that I'm not able to do that as much as I used to.
I think now because I'm like so long sober and like it feels so far away. And also because I'm like, I feel more established in a writing career. I don't feel like I don't need to worry about being appealing to corporate America anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I think that helps me feel like, well, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also feel like there's some things I'm glad I shared. And sometimes I think about things I said on the podcast and I'm like, why did I do that? But then I'm just like, girl, your life is your art and you have to move through it.
I agree. And I'm the one listening. So I want to hear all of it.
But your description, it sounded more like you deleting your stuff. It sounded more like you were sort of like, that's not
like starting over
my voice anymore or something. Like you want like creatively or what were you ashamed of?
I don't think I was ashamed of anything. I just wanted to not have my whole coming of age story online.
I know.
But I loved your column, your blog. I remember vividly one of your blind leading the blind. You said something that always sticks with me because I always do it, which is you were like, I think this was your thing. You said, don't when you go to someone's house, don't immediately ask to use the bathroom. And I was like, that's me every time.
I did every time.
Oh my God. Somebody just wrote me and they said they were thinking about one time I think I wrote something like, don't blow your nose in the same tissue paper that you're going to wipe yourself with when you're in the bathroom. Anyway, whatever. I don't know. This is why I deleted off the internet. I don't fucking know. Yeah.
But I'm excited to enjoy your writing in the new form of your movie.
The new form of my movie, yeah.
God, what was it like making that?
Well, what was it like making it? Oh my God, I feel like we're doing this podcast all wrong. It was great. It was I don't know. I feel like I'm not being entertaining enough or something. I'm probably like,
you are.
I'm in heaven.
Good. Okay, good. Well, it was cathartic. It was because it's based on my life. So just
you know what? Maybe you know what, Alexi. Maybe we need to ask you the main podcast question. Don't you think that?
I want to tell you everything. I just have to. Yeah.
Okay. So who were you?
Who are you?
And who do you want to be? Because I want to hear the origin story.
The origin story.
The LA girl.
Oh my God. All right. Well, also I have to tell you, I've got still not even done celebrating both of you and all my thoughts and feelings about both of you. But who was I?
We feel the love. We feel the love.
Okay. Who was I? I was, I think, as I become more myself and get more comfortable in my skin, I'm probably a lot like how I was when I was a little kid, when I felt all free to be myself and I was like, untainted or whatever. And then I became like some person who was too scared to speak, hanging out with all the band kids smoking cigarettes, not like dorky band kids, but like hipster scenester kids smoking cigarettes, like leaning against a wall where nobody would speak because everybody wanted to be cool. And I tried to be with those people and be like, just hold in all my thoughts and feelings and everything I wanted to say and jokes I wanted to make. And And I tried to be, just lean against a wall and be cool and not speak. And then that's who I used to be. I mean, I don't even know. This is a difficult question. And then I became, I think when I had the blog and the podcast and
how did the blog start? Like how did you know you
how did you go from band smoking to being a writer?
Well, I think I like dated
in the dark. How did you go from band smoking to being a writer in the dark?
Don't ever kiss a writer in the dark.
I can't wait to just get back to being a listener. Yeah, okay.
And are you your mother's child? Will you love me till the breathing stops?
What a great song.
Will you love me till I call the cops on you?
Is this Bjork? Who is this?
This is Mrs. Lorde.
This is Lorde.
This is Lorde.
Melodrama is
so
one of
good.
the best. Like it could always be revisited. If you're
I'll
wondering,
love you till you call the cops on me. So good. I am my mother's child.
My mother's child. I love you till my breathing stops.
I love you till you call the cops on me. That's good.
And I feel in the darkest hour.
Keep going.
I forget. I just know it's something about Darkest Hour.
It's a good song. That whole album's so good. Better than her first.
Is this the new one? No, it's not as good.
Oh, I think it's her best. I think Melodrama is her best.
It's definitely her best. This was 2017, 2018.
This is
an auspicious time. That's when I really came to life.
I think this is 2017.
2017. Crazy year.
Okay, so how did you become a writer in the dark?
Oh my God, I can't keep up. This is wild. How did I become a writer?
This is wild. They make no sense.
It's just all over the place. I can't get it. Okay. I don't know. I mean, how did I start writing my blog?
Yeah, and making videos and stuff. And acting and all that.
Well, I think, I started the blog in God, how old was I? I must have been 20, I don't know how old I was, 26 or something. And I think that was when I kind of came into myself where I was I was posting journal entries and thoughts and feelings and those top 10 lists and all my self-hatred of the size of my thighs or my obsession with guys and being boy crazy. And because it was a blog called Boy Crazy, and it was really about just being hormonal and excited about life and having crushes and just wanting to be loved and insecure and all my internal suffering. And I think blogs were starting. I can't stand the word blog, but blogs were starting. And I thought, I'm not going to do that. And I had a boyfriend at the time and he went, no, I'll set up your WordPress. And I okay.
Wow.
And
it was off to the races.
It was just fucking off to the races. He set up my WordPress and
he enabled you.
He was my blogger enabler, my blog enabler. Yeah. And it was kind of a beautiful thing because he would read my post and he would get to know me and be like, I love this. I had no idea that all these things were going on in your head. And I got to show a different side of myself.
Isn't that the dream when you write something in your head that you think is so crazy and then the person that you're wanting to love you is like, no, I love it.
He liked me more. And then I got all this really
lovely. That's how I feel when I read your writing, Mr. P.
Oh my God.
Me too,
if only you needed my approval.
I think he does, doesn't he? Are you two best friends?
Of course. I just mean it doesn't hit like a romantic partner being like, "Oh my God, you're a genius."
I know.
But it means more, but it doesn't hit the same.
Exactly.
Like you approving of my work is more important to me, but it wouldn't be as exciting as some random hot guy being like, "Damn, babe." They're always saying that to me. They're always
that's about 1,012 to 1,014% true.
Somewhere
in that ballpark.
I had my first organic shout out, where I said shout out on my own because of you two. And it felt so wrong. I felt so wrong coming out of me, but I was like, shout out. It was just
you were shouting out.
And then, and then because of both of you, I'm listening to, I can't even say the musician's name. I don't even know how to say her name. Chapel.
Mrs. Girl.
Oh, Chapel Rowan.
Well, just because I was like, because you kept saying,
you love her?
I love her, but it was you're is it casual now? Is it casual now? And you just started into a conversation. I'm like, what are they talking about? I can't believe it. I'm an elder millennial. I have no idea what's going on.
Is it casual now?
I thought I had my finger on the pulse, but and now it's
I dreamed we'd have an apartment and you'd show me off to your friends at the pier.
By the way, Pat, your rug and couch looks so cute.
I know. When did all this happen?
I'm so impressed.
This has been around for a bit.
Usually you block it with your way you're sitting.
With your big muscles.
The They're
Now
big.
I'm
Hot,
letting
sexy
in.
muscles.
But Alexi, wait, also quick aside about your career, Alexi, is that you
this
are
whole
in most
podcast is an aside. This is insane. I've never. Okay.
You're in one of the most iconic pieces of media of all time, which is the Girls pilot.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
She dates Rick.
You were there. You were there at the party.
Are you friends with him?
I was for a minute. I haven't talked to Alex Karpovsky for a little bit.
I want to kiss him.
Isn't he so cute? Yeah.
Are you friends with Lena?
Well, she used to read my blog. I never talked to her now.
God.
I love her from a distance. We haven't spoken in a while, but I think she's fantastic. And at that time, and this, oh my God, it's all connected. Hopefully I can tell this story and we can all become closer.
Yeah.
when I had the blog, I ended up selling it to Showtime and a pilot called Boy Crazy.
Oh, I need that show.
And I knew Lena at the time because she would read my blog. We met through friends and we met up in New York and we would, and then she sold her show. She sold Girls at the same time. Her pilot went, mine didn't go. I was crestfallen. I wanted to die. I think I didn't realize how unhappy about that I was, how long that affected me. Cause I had this feel, I was like, oh my God, I'm 29. I sold a pilot to Showtime. I sold it in the room. My life is going to be forever changed. And it didn't happen. And we got it back. I sold it we took it out to other places, sold variations of it to other places. And it just never went.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, fuck this. And I was so miserable and I wanted to die because I thought, and then I thought, I'm going to write a movie. I'm going to make my own movie because there's control in that and fuck this and fuck the system and blah, 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 all this. And then I tried to get money for movies when I lived in LA. It didn't happen. And then during the pandemic, so I had this, I just have to go on this tirade right now for a second.
Yeah,
because
please.
now it's all making sense. So then, I'm in this relationship for 2 years with this handsome, tall man who, God bless him. I wish him well. It was such a bad fit, but I was so wanting it to work. And I'm like a love addict. My main 12-step program is Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous, which I fucking did. Wow. And I loved it. But I also don't drink now because it just makes it simplifies my life and not drinking is like a superpower or whatever. But so I had this relationship with this guy and it was so good on paper. And it was horrible. I mean, whatever bad thing he has to say about me now, it's justified. And that's kind of what I made the movie about. So we broke up right before pandemic, days before the lockdown. I locked down hard, stopped drinking, went to SLAA meetings, worked the program, sponsored a ton of people. Cause my drug of choice is guys or love or wanting to lose myself to a relationship. And I snort people or men or whatever. It's not just I don't do it with friends, maybe a little bit, but I do it with guys. So it's really dangerous for me to have a boyfriend. It's dangerous for me to have casual sex. It's not casual. It's not casual for me. It's not casual at all. And so I locked down. And then while I was locked down, I was loving it. I fucking love quarantine living. I loved it. I love being by myself. It's an even playing field. No, except for Bo Burnham who made a special or whatever. I was like, Jesus, are we all supposed to be relaxing? You know what I mean? Just doing nothing. Shout out. But so, and then who was I? Whatever. I was during lockdown, I was like, why do I live in Los Angeles? I never really lived in New York like I wanted to. I graduated in 1999, moved to New York for 2 months, but then lost my sublet and moved back to LA. And I never got to have my New York experience like I had always wanted to. So I was like, I just had an existential crisis and was like, I don't want to act. I don't want to try to sell shows. I don't want to be in showbiz. Fuck this. I'm exhausted. Who do I think I am? What's running me? Why do I think I want these things? Because I was born and raised in West Hollywood, in LA, in Tinseltown. And so I bought a one-way ticket when restrictions lifted. I bought a one-way ticket and I went to New York and I kitty sat. I love cats. I have no animals, no pets. I don't have a kid. I don't want kids. I'm 43. I've made that decision. Yeah. Anyway, but, and the longer sobriety I have from alcohol, the more I'm so glad I don't have kids. Because when I was drinking, I'd be like, maybe I do want kids. I'm so old. And why didn't I have kids? Did I make a mistake? And now that I'm level-headed and clear-headed, I'm I am so happy not to have children. But anyway, moved to New York, kitty sat, house sat, 12 different apartments. And then I just fucking was I don't want to leave here. And I moved to New York. I stayed here. I got an apartment. And then I worked at APC Because I was like,
favorite. He's always connected to the girls.
I know. Like so Janixa Bravo used to work at APC, this like chic filmmaker girl.
Oh my God.
And she worked there like when she was,
chic girls.
Well, she worked there when she was like in her 20s or in college or probably younger. And I thought, I'm in New York. I don't have a job. I don't know who I am anymore. I felt like I was blind. I was like dating a fireman who was so fucking hot that I met on Hinge.
Oh my God.
I was like it's like I was like just like feeling my way. Like, what am I all about? And I'm hemorrhaging money. I go, I need a job. I remember working on Melrose when I was 15 or 16. I really liked being a shop girl, but it's like I didn't want to be like a 39, 40-year-old shop girl, like after thinking my life was going to go a different way in Tinseltown or something. But I was like, whatever. Luckily, you still had to wear masks, so I felt a little bit less exposed. But so I got a job at. Do you mind that I'm just fucking railroading it? Like just like
I'm in heaven.
Cramming this down your throat. I feel like I just connected to myself, and the coffee just kicked in, and I'm like, I will not let you take me here and there. Okay, I'm going to tell you my story and my truth.
I should have a Celsius. I'm gonna wheel.
Oh yeah, go get your Celsius because I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna land this plane. I swear to fucking God.
Keep going.
Oh, so
no, I'm wheeling.
He's wheeling.
Oh my God, this is
He's wheeling.
I'm gonna wheel.
Oh my God, we're really dropping in.
It's so nice. Like we're all in our little houses, but even though I wish we were together, it's so cute to see everyone in their house.
I know it is kind of cozy. Oh, wait, real quick, Ty, look at this. Okay, so I live in a shoebox because I live in New York. But look, I got bedding from the Bowery, so I can feel like so I can feel like I live in a hotel room, like a
That's so fabulous.
And like the last guy I slept with, we slept together at the Bowery. And I stole a bear.
So hot. That's so hot to sleep in the Bowery.
But isn't this fun? It's like very chic, right?
Wow, I'm also like impressed that you made your bed.
Oh, I did it for you guys.
I wonder if I should have tried to hook up this weekend in that hotel.
There wasn't any options for you at the wedding.
I know, but I mean, I wasn't looking, but it was like,
except for the guy who gave you the Tide Pod, the Tide Pen.
Oh yeah,
I love Tide Pens. This is why we're friends.
I made her look at me. I made her fall deeply in love with me at a wedding and offered me a Tide Pen and monitored me as I used it.
Hold on. I'm not just lying.
Oh my God, mine didn't work. Mine didn't work at all.
Wait, let me check on the dog.
You guys, I have to finish my story. Yes. I have to finish my story.
I know, you have to finish your story.
All right, so, by the way, and then these are my dad. My dad's cool photo. My dad, okay, so anyway, who cares? Okay. So I'm got a job working at APC. I'm also experiencing I'm having a breakup with the firefighter that I'm dating.
How is that breakup going? Are you breaking up or is he breaking up?
Oh no, this has all already happened. This was like 2021.
Yeah, no. I mean, I know, but I mean
during who wanted out?
Eventually everybody wants out when you're dating me. So I'm at the end of the day when you work at APC. And what they do make you do is they make you do an end of day write up where you have to write up like your most important and mememorable sale exchange.
Oh my God, I'm sure you've been written up.
I'm so in that.
Because
I don't go a lot, but when I go, I'm ready to spend.
You go hard. Wait, you go to the one on Mercer? Or do you go to the one in West Hollywood on Sunset and Melrose, the fancy bit? I
have been to the one in Melrose, but I go to the one on Sunset in Silver Lake.
Okay, I forgot. You're cool. You're going to the cool one.
No, I'm not.
I think so.
If it weren't for my gym, I would move to West Hollywood.
You got to let go of that gym. I've heard you talk about this gym before. It's too...
What do you think about living in Larchmont?
Cozy.
Apartments
People love that. People are always loving that.
But then my friends were like, "You can't live in Larchmont."
Why not? What about Larchmont Beauty and the pizza place and that sandwich shop? People love that sandwich.
I spend a lot of time in Larchmont, actually.
It's so cozy.
Yeah.
What if you just moved back to New York?
It will in a few years.
Oh, it's a few years too long.
I can't run back with my tail between my legs just yet.
Tail between your legs? You're going to the Emmys.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Perfect. Tail between your legs, you're going to the Emmys.
Tail between your legs, holding all your Emmys. Oh my God.
I know, but I mean, I can't come for
I hear you. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're just getting settled. You're just taking the city in your stride.
Well, I'm working at APC, you guys. Yeah. Unbelievable.
You guys, back to business.
This is why, okay.
You're doing a write-up. You're doing a write-up of the special event.
So at the end of every sale, you have to write up the most special exchange with a person. So everybody else who worked there, because they're all like 19 years old, and I was like the cool aunt of the group or something. Like I was just like way too old to be working there.
They must have been obsessed with you.
I don't know if they're upset. I think that I didn't tell them my age because I think if they knew, they'd just feel sad and embarrassed.
You do look extremely young.
Stop flirting with me.
What do you do? What do you do? What should I do to look young? Not that I care.
Oh, actually, this is great. I have it right next to me. My Omnilux.
No, I literally have one of those. I've never worn it once.
I know. I rarely wear it either. I didn't mean to be. I brought props.
Doesn't it hurt? Sorry, can I quickly say? Doesn't it hurt your eyes? I'm always like, this sucks.
No, hold on.
I know. Well, I'm kind of like you know what I looked old in, Catherine. Those pictures of me in the yarmulke.
What?
I don't know if I saw those.
You took them on my phone, and so I was like, maybe I should start a skincare routine.
No, you look good. Don't touch a thing.
You're too smart to be in a relationship with just anyone, Pat. This is what's the problem is. This is what I was thinking about last night as I was falling asleep.
Oh yeah, who should I be with?
You need to be. Here's the thing: you're going to be dating.
Who should I be with, and what's my problem?
Okay. Oh, you have no problem. That's the thing. You thinking of a problem is because I feel. I mean, I'm probably just speaking to myself because I feel like you think very deeply about things. You have so much depth. You're so smart, and at the same time, you're so hard on yourself. I could be totally wrong. I've never met you in real life.
I'm quite hard on myself.
You're so hard on yourself, but that's because when people are like, tell other people, stop thinking too much. People don't think enough. It's like
people don't think enough.
People don't think enough.
Really don't think enough,
especially in this town.
Especially in that town. And so the only thing is, you're just going to have to. I don't know if you have casual sex or if you don't, or none of my business is that but. You're going to have
steady.
And if it feels good, does it feel good?
Does it feel good? It doesn't feel good for me anymore.
Now, like very good sex with someone I'm not in a relationship with, and it's fun. It's very fun.
Yeah, you just have, and it means you're going to have to be alone longer because it means you have to like just get in the habit of like not suffering fools for the wrong person.
I know. I don't suffer fools, but I am a fool. I wouldn't suffer myself if I wasn't me.
Oh God. Well, that's the whole, not to bring it back to my thing, but that's the whole thesis statement of my movie is I'm the most miserable when I'm in a relationship, and yet I can't stop looking for love because I'm obsessed because I have this idealistic dream of like, I'm going to find this person. And, but yeah, I can always tell when I'm in love because I'm constantly angry and disappointed, like being angry and disappointed. So I'm actually like, anyway.
Well, do you know what's amazing is like being in a healthy relationship with someone I'm really in love with for 5 years, and I still feel all the same existential dread and wants and needs that I did before.
Are you lonely when you're like? Are you lonely when you're in bed next to him ever? Or actually, cut this out. Don't even say it. Let's cut it out before we say it.
No, keep it. Am I lonely in bed?
I feel like I'm the loneliest I ever am when I'm in bed with somebody. Whether it's the wrong person or even the right person, I just feel like, who is this person? I'd rather be alone. I feel misunderstood. They're not loving me the way I want them to.
I don't feel lonely, but sometimes I'm like, I wish I was by myself right now. But that's just like, it's good to be by yourself.
Yeah.
Like more like I want this bed to myself. More like I want this bed to myself. I don't want anyone. Sometimes it's nice to wake up and not have to like talk to anyone. And sometimes it's really nice to wake up and someone's there. And it's just
I know. And that's what's the problem.
I went to this party the other day. Somebody had a party in their apartment, which is great. I wish more people would have apartment parties or dinner parties.
Admit it. They didn't invite us.
You were out of town. You were gallivanting around town. Pat's in Los Angeles, just doing God knows what.
Fair enough.
Winning Emmys left and right. But I went to this thing and I remember I'm embarrassingly heterosexual. I love guys. I hate them and I love them or whatever. Whatever. So I'm at this party and there are two attractive men at the party. One is really good looking. He knows he's good looking. He's a total dullard, but he is like the prize of the party. And but he's a dullard. Then the other guy who is single and interesting and heterosexual.
When you say a dullard, he's boring.
Like like boring and bland, or just like doesn't have to try with a personality because he didn't have any insecurities. Kind of like that's why it's like people who grew up like insecure and uncomfortable like become funny because that's their coping mechanism. But so these two guys, and I'm barely vibing with either of them. And I'm like so grateful. One or the other maybe puts their attention on me. And then one follows me on Instagram after. And I was like, wow, you followed me on Instagram. Who knows what this could lead to? Barely watches any of my stories. And of course I pay attention to like, I'm glazed over for hours, just be like, oh, what does it all mean? Like they never message me or DM me, but it like matters to me. Like they must be in love with me if they watch my story or whatever. Meanwhile, at the party, I connected with this girl, this other straight girl. And we're chatting and it's electric. Like we're talking about movies and we're having the greatest time ever. And then it dawned on me, I want to meet a guy that I'm physically attracted to and feel cozy with. and have a spark like I did with that girl at the party.
Yeah, of course.
I know, but this is what I think about quite a bit, where it's like, isn't that social comfort in a way antithetical to like sexual excitement?
You're
You
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to be on your toes a little bit. That there's kind of the push and pull.
You're right.
It's very tricky. I think I need to be with someone quite different than me because I just think that's always who I end up being quite sexually drawn to. Whereas like, of course, it's more difficult to have that like electric banter, but it's fun
because there are no stakes, because you're not afraid of being rejected, because you're not as invested, because you're not like, I want them to think I'm fuckable or lovable, right? Because you feel at ease.
Or it's like a certain, I don't fully understand this person, and you're always inching towards a sense of understanding, and then I don't know. I do think opposites attract.
I don't want that anymore. I don't want that. I feel like I have all these friends. I feel like I used to be like, God, he's so quiet. What's going on in there? Oh, interesting. Oh, he decided to put he texted me. I'm like, oh my God, I've been chosen. And I'm just like pulling and hoping and praying. And now I'm just like, fuck that. It's so exhausting.
I know, it is exhausting. It takes up a lot of headspace.
It takes up too much
you need someone who brings something to the table. You need someone who like loves life and wants to like chat.
And all my best
friends. I know, but I don't love life.
You do have a joie de vivre. You do.
I certainly don't love life.
You're a deep thinker.
You find joy in the craziness of life and the pain of life. I feel like you managed to through your art.
Yeah. Well, I did decide last night I'm going to enjoy my life.
You did last night? That's when it happened?
That's amazing.
Last night while I was brushing my teeth, I decided, wait, I'm going to enjoy my life.
Do you know, I heard that if you
good thing.
I heard if you tell people where, I heard if you tell people, because I always tell people where I was when I had a thought, and then somebody told me that means I'm autistic. They're like, why do you have to tell me? Alexi, why do you have to tell me? Another reason I feel like we're like separated at birth and meant to be great friends, Pat, even though none of us will talk again ever after this. This is probably
stop pushing us away. Alexi, stop pushing us away.
I know, I care too much.
Let me ask you this. Tell us what happens at APC.
Okay. So I'm writing all my things, and all the other employees who work there, like they could have been my sons, like all of them. I just wanted to like push them into my womb and then like birth them out as my own or whatever. These little tiny kids. I didn't say Chinese kids. I feel like it sounded like I said Chinese kids. Okay.
It sounded like tiny.
Okay, good.
I don't know how to tell you this. It sounded like tiny.
Okay, good. Oopsies. What is that? Okay. Who cares anymore? I'm just giving up. I can't do this.
No, it's incredible.
What happened at APC? I'm banging on your door.
Every day people had to do their write-up of the most meaningful exchange.
Yeah.
And everybody would just write like a little thing like sold a pair of jeans. Great. And then mine started getting this progressively longer and longer. It'd be like An Unmarried Woman is one of my favorite movies, like movies from the 70s. And
I don't know. Should I watch it?
Yes, I think it's great. It's called An Unmarried Woman. It's really great. It's a movie from the 70s about feelings, and I don't know. But I'd be like, a woman comes in, weaves her way through the crowd, like that makes her way out of the faceless crowd into the shop today, and she's miserable in her marriage, and for a moment she remembers who she is through like trying on this dress, and whatever. So I just like write these they would get longer and longer and longer, and somebody from headquarters, this French guy from APC HQ, came to the store and went, "Are you the funny person writing these?" Like, they're getting really long. Like we're enjoying them, but
are you the funny person?
Oh my God! So they're in France reading these.
Well, I think
that's crazy.
I don't know.
They're reading about you, Pat.
They're reading about us.
People in France are reading about me.
That's a huge step in some direction.
I guarantee I'll tell an APC employee at some point before I die that I decided I would enjoy my life while brushing my teeth in 2024.
You're going to tell them that at the store?
That's the kind of thing I tell APC
2024
employees.
sounds fake. Wait, so then he comes to you.
So he comes to me, and at first he's like, "This is amazing. We're loving the stories." But then at the end of it, he went, "Maybe they could be a little shorter." So he
God,
and then
he tried to silence you.
He tried to silence me. He like celebrated me and then tried to squash me, which is a metaphor for what we're constantly going through.
He's literally a network exec.
I know, seriously. And I was like, I've had enough of this. And so I decided to celebrate I fell in love with writing again through working at APC when I thought
That's so interesting.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
And so I was like, fuck all this. And I was like, I want to go back to writing. So I wrote a script. I wrote like a very short, I wrote it around like just making like a low budget indie film, like an 85-page script. I wrote like 25 drafts. I sent it to friends of mine who are some name actors who like, and they said, if I don't like the script, I'm not doing it. You can go fuck yourself. But I sent it to, and they're like, I'm down to do it. And I found this production company called Simone Films in like downtown.
Are you going to do something in your life for it?
I hope so. I'm hoping that the dream is that it screens at Vidiots with like this guy's Larry Karaszewski. I want him to be
Vidiots is a huge part of my life.
Isn't it great? See, Pat and I are connecting.
Yeah.
Isn't it so cozy?
I've never been. I don't know what that is, but shout out.
Yeah. Vidiots is a really cool place.
It's new. I don't know that I have the fondness of it. I don't have a disfondness of it. I just always seem to find myself there.
Because they program good movies, and hopefully that movie will be messy, written and directed by me. But so yeah, I wrote this movie. I wrote this comedy, and I call it it's a neurotic sex comedy romp, and there's lots of nudity, and it's about a girl who has a nervous breakdown, moves from LA to New York, and then all of her really disappointing dalliances over her first, summer in New York. And, it's like threesomes and doing drugs and fucking and just
amazing.
But and it's kind of like an unmarried woman and talking movies from the 90s, like Party Girl or Last Days of Disco and Girlfriends. And I don't know, those are all my favorite movies. So
me too.
So yes, so I wrote this movie and I actually made it, and it made me feel like, so now I'm like, I just want to make another movie. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to audition anymore. I don't want to be I just want to write and direct, find money to make movies. And,
and do you want to act in your movies?
Well, I star in this movie because it's like my tits are out a lot, and it was a very personal story. And and so
it sounds quite personal.
It is very personal.
Your tits and all.
My tits
your tits are some of your most personal things.
They are. Well, not anymore. They're out there. And
it's important to share them, to share the love.
It's only going to get worse, and everything's going to fall to shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
get in there.
I'm proud of it, so you might as well, but wait, and Pat, you said that you don't like Sex and the City? Is this what I've heard?
No, I don't dislike Sex and the City. I love Sex and the City. I like it in sort of a I've never watched it sequentially from one to I think I've probably seen all the episodes, but I've almost watched it the way I watched like early Friends, where it was like on. I remember when I was like we didn't have HBO growing up, and I remember when I was maybe a senior in high school. I know, I wanted it so bad. Of course, my friend had it. My wealthy friend had it, and we would watch it at sleepovers. But like not Sex and the City, but just HBO programming, and like when I was like maybe a senior in high school, Sex and the City went into syndication on like TBS, and I remember that was exciting for me. So I watched it like that way, like on TBS,
a little bit edited on TBS,
a little bit edited, and like whatever episode they wanted to show that evening.
Well, I'm very excited. Mario Cantone is in the movie, and
oh my god!
And so, and I don't know him at all, but I'm like,
he's in Hacks season 3. If you watched it,
wait, oh my god, he does the roast.
Yeah, and there's like he's kind of a featured joke in the roast because like she's trying to workshop a joke about him in the cold open.
Oh my god, isn't he great? Did you get to hang out with them or anything?
I didn't get to hang out. I didn't go. I wasn't on set, but I'm sure he's great. He just seems great.
Well, he was so great. I didn't know him at all. And I'm dropping this name. Michael Imperioli was supposed to be in my movie.
Oh my god! He's someone who can murder me at his earliest convenience.
He is so fucking hot.
He's welcome to murder me at his earliest
convenience. Isn't he incredible? And he's such a cool.
Whenever he gets around to it, he can go ahead and murder me.
He is the fucking greatest. And he's such a supporter of like, I don't know, creative people in New York City. And he was for a second.
And you're both. And did you bond over being Girls alums?
About being what? He was on Girls.
Girls alums. He played Hannah's teacher who encourages her to do a reading.
No. Wait, Michael Imperioli?
1,024%
will
give it.
Oh my god. I had look at you schooling me with these
I'm pretty encyclopedic about girls. It's really important to me.
Oh my god. Well, I did not know that, and I can't wait to think about that more after this podcast.
I think it's season 1.
Well,
it's the one where Jenny Slate's in, because Jenny Slate is her college friend who wrote a book because her boyfriend killed himself. And so she sees Michael Imperioli at the book launch, and then he's like, "You should do this reading," and then he's out there reading.
Oh my God. Okay, I get it. You're cool. You know all the details about girls. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, he did. Michael Imperioli didn't end up being in the movie, but he introduced me to, and I didn't know him at all, to Mario Cantone. And then and I was like, and Mario Cantone is in the movie, and he's playing like Mel Ottenberg from Interview Magazine, kind of, because I like.
Wait, he's playing Mel Ottenberg?
Well, like I kind of wrote a character that's like inspired by Mel Ottenberg from Interview, because I love Interview Magazine. And
I just met Mel a couple weeks ago.
I think he's so handsome.
He seems quite handsome.
But yeah, so it's weird because it's like the main girl in the movie. It's kind of like raised by Sex in the City, so it's kind of like this. So I had to have like Mario Cantone in it. It's kind of nice. Anyway,
wait, so are you friends with Mel?
I'm not friends with him at all. I just love him from a distance on Instagram. I'm like a super fan. Are we excluding Kat? This is horrible.
No,
Kat? Sorry. I got a stressful text while y'all were talking, and that's why I've been. It's like, can everything just go right?
I wish, but no. But that's what makes us tougher.
I feel like I'm in constant pain. I have to get over it.
What happened?
Nothing. And then I got a stressful text, and then someone called me, but then, they butt dialed me. You know what? Whenever someone calls you, it's like,
I'm like, what's happened? Is something wrong?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. No, you're not excluding me. I can't wait to see the movie. It sounds right up my alley. It sounds very relatable and beautiful.
Thank you. Who I was, maybe I don't have answered that properly. Who I am now, who knows? This is it. Whatever this is. Who I'm going to be, I'd like to make another movie.
I'll have a crush of the week.
My crush of the week.
Oh God, that's such a good question.
Mine is, oh wait, where'd he go? Mine's Lunchbox, my brother's dog, because he's moving to San Francisco and he walked in New York Fashion Week and he did his best.
Oh, that's so sweet. Mine will be...
That's so sweet. Pat.
We're like, just thinking of our answer.
I know, I'm trying to think of my crush of the week. My crush of the week will be the maitre d' at the restaurant who was deeply in love with me, who gave me the tide to go bed. And even though I didn't feel romantic back towards him, I of course welcome his love.
Alexi, who's your crush of the week?
My crush of the week is Sacha Baron Cohen. That's all. That's all.
Okay.
He's tall.
That's all.
I think he's well dressed. I saw him at a party one time years ago. He was stylish. He was very tall and handsome. He was totally lovely and charming, not creepy. But now he's available. He's divorced, and I can only have crushes on people who I know are actually available. And by the way,
good.
I know we're landing this plane, and I want to apologize if I was the worst guest ever. And we didn't even get to talk about Vanderpump Rules, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is the most existential, wonderful show ever. I think the coffee only kicked in I wrote a bunch of notes to make sure I hit all my notes. Let's see. Coziest Pod, Vanderpump, Dick Pic, Bravo Celebrities. I have a crush on Captain Jason. I forgot to say Captain Jason from Below Deck.
I'm not doing
Never
Below Deck.
Okay, Southern Charm, Binge Watch. They're all, I think, problematic. Alcoholic.
They're demented.
You gotta land this plane. This is already too long. I apologize. I wish I did better.
I'm sorry.
Do you like Southern Charm?
I love it.
I watched the first few seasons. Remember a few years ago?
Yeah, this most recent season was capital G good.
Oh.
Because every once in a while, all the women will band together. And that's what's always fun. And it kind of was at the season, except one of the women was the villain, sort of. But
well, how crazy is it that Lisa Vanderpump is just a British version of that other one?
Oh, they're both so great. I want them to adopt.
They look exactly the same.
They're so great.
Patricia Ashalt.
They look exactly the same.
I follow them both.
Gay mess.
Did you ever watch
50 Gay Mess?
Did you watch
50 Gay Mess?
Isn't that incredible? 50 Gay Mess.
I don't even know what that was referencing. I feel like
one time Lisa Vanderpump in early Vanderpump Rules, it was when she was opening Pump. She was doing an event for worldwide for all the gay mayors, and she was really stressed out when it was coming. We're going to have 50 gay mayors here. 50 gay mayors. This is an opportunity for all the gay mayors to come together. And it was why are you hosting an event for gay mayors? And she's like, Jax, you need to be on your best behavior. There's going to be 50 gay mayors here. And do you guys feel hot today?
I don't, but it's okay.
I guess I do, though I'm stressed about my upcoming week. I don't feel good when I don't have a minute to spare to process everything. And I don't have that until maybe next Tuesday evening. No, Wednesday evening. Oh. So that makes me feel a little bit stressed out. And then 2 days after that, 2 days after my first moment to process everything will be my show. So like, I won't really have time to process. I'll have to be preparing for my show. So actually, my next time to process things will be Saturday, September 21st.
Is that when your date is?
And so I won't really be able to process. So like, I will process everything on Sunday, September 22nd. So that is cool.
I don't feel hot. I feel like I look like some kind of Tim Burton character. I don't know.
You look gorgeous.
I usually have my nails done.
We'll have to have a meal or something when I'm in New York.
We'll all get together when Pat comes for the month.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I like it.
And
maybe
what was I going to say? Oh, wow. Are you mad at me? And be honest, because you should be mad at me because I got up 3 times during the podcast and I got in a bad mood because I saw a text on my phone. And that's something you can't ever. It's just like the constant onslaught of information.
It's too much.
I know. Well, I was thinking about this, like how it affects like dating today, where it's like when you're in that space of like hanging out with someone new, where it's like, it used to be like, okay, well, the last time we saw each other was positive. So it's positive till the next time I see. But now every moment in the between is this opportunity where like there could be contact. And so you're always like, well, there's not right now. So what does that mean? And like, but you have to sometimes pretend phones don't exist. You have to sometimes just be like, for this hour and a half, I'm not looking at my phone. You just have to be able to do that.
Yeah. And some of us are stronger than others.
Well, it's a muscle you work.
Well, to be fair, I got a phone call, which then like started captured my imagination. Anyways, I'm over it. Obviously, I'm over it.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at either of you. And I just want to say, you are both so loved. Whether you ever, I want you to take this in. However I presented myself in this podcast, listeners, go mind your own business right now. This is between Pat and Kat and me. We're all just going to die. It's only a question of when and how.
I know.
I feel so cozy and not alone, less alone, more understood when I'm listening to both of you speak. I love what you have. I'm so honored that I even got to be.
That's so nice.
I'm so honored that I even got to be on this podcast. Kat, you're so incredible. You're so funny. Watched your special. Can't wait for the new special. Got to save the date for whatever that day is. And Pat, I feel so similar to you. You'll never know because I feel like we're never going to get where we need to be. Also, because I probably just want to date you or be you or whatever. Whoever ends up loving you is going to be so lucky. Anyway, so just know how much you matter and how much you mean to me. And so you must mean to everybody. And we didn't even have.
Well, my new thing, did I say in the podcast, my new thing is when I'm eating and I get like food all over the tablecloth, I point to it and I say, whoever I'm eating with, how's a man ever going to love me?
You do? But you don't mean that, right?
He doesn't.
I kind of do.
Oh. Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
And we're also excited to watch Messy.
Thank you.
It's we'll get together soon.
All right.
And that's that.
Whether
you like it or not.
Thanks, you guys.
Is it casual now? Thank you so much.
If you're boring as fuck, seek treatment. If you're unlucky in love, seek treatment. If you just can't take a hint, well, seek treatment. With Kat and Pat.
That was a Headgum podcast.